Okay. End of March. It's actually March 24th, 2023, as I'm going live with this. And some of you may be watching this. I know a lot of people watch this recorded down the road. So know that we're, end of March. That's where we are. Very interesting. I'm getting a lot of comments from realtors in the area that are telling me, and obviously getting a feel for my own folks inside and outside the company and what they're telling me. And what we're noticing is that, inventory, most agents are complaining about inventory. I think buyers are, I don't know if buyers are complaining about inventory, but I'm hearing that a lot from agents for sure. I mean, I think buyers are like looking for things, and there is a little bit of a struggle to find the right property. So we're spending a little bit more time with buyers right now to really find the right property for people. Right now we're at 2,500 and I think 2,580 properties. Let me give an exact number: 2,567 properties in Marion County at the moment. And as you know, that's been a stable number for pretty much all of this year. And I think a lot of it with people that are thinking, okay, the market is down. And one thing I know for myself is that the one thing I never want to be is that person, that realtor, that broker that's saying, oh, everything is great and everything is collapsing. So I'm never going to do that. And so I don't think the real estate market is as good as what it was last year, but it's still pretty darn good for people in Marion County and Ocala. I'm going to say we're going to have a little bit more of a balanced marketplace because we have more inventory than what we saw a year ago. We were at the 800 mark, and now we're at 2567, but we're not nearly as much as what we saw pre-COVID, which is more than 3,000, more than 4,000. Probably about 42 to 4,500 is a very normal number. And we haven't seen that because there is a real demand for properties in Florida. Number one, we're seeing that all over the state. And number two, the demand is really driven by, I feel like, millennials and empty nesters, people that are moving into our area. But the millennials need a place to live, right? Because they're moving out of their parents' basements and now they need a place to live. So that has been a thing. And new construction, it was really, really slowish for about 10 years, from like, 2008 all the way to really about 7, 8 years. So like 2015, 2016. And because of that, the population really far exceeded new construction. We're seeing more new construction in Central Florida than we've seen in a while. We've got a lot of available vacant land, so that really does help us. So that's really moving things along. But look, inventory is still relatively low, and it's still a real thing in our marketplace where we haven't seen market drops or market really big decreases. Right now, there has been an adjustment with people that are, trying to sell their place, and we have seen some price reductions, right? Like that has been a thing. And if you look at the numbers really indicate we've seen 270 price decreases over the last 7 days. And that says something, right? So people are adjusting their pricing, but it's not this market collapse because we are still seeing, this is another indicator, 298 homes went under contract in the last 7 days. This is just in Marion County. New listings 220. That means that there is still a negative gap between new listings coming on the market and listings that are leaving the market or going under contract, aka selling, not closed, but selling. Okay. So pretty brisk spring market in Florida is basically what I'm telling you. It's balanced, very balanced market. And the fact that you can still find something. Interest rates being higher is a little bit of a lot of a challenge for many people, but it is what it is, right? Like it doesn't look like it's going down to 2 to 3%. It looks like it's going to be in that, 6 to 7 range ish, right? And that's what we're looking at right now. I think we're looking at about 6.5 to 6.75 interest rate, depending on what you're doing. Obviously, if you get a 15-year note, or a VA mortgage, it's a little, or FHA is a little slightly better. So that's something to pay attention to. But overall, the market is doing well. But 220 new listings, 204 closed properties this week, right? We're in the third to 3.5 week in March. and pending 298, and we're looking at 2,560 plus properties on the marketplace. The one thing I wanted to also give everybody today is a little bit of a seller hack. And the seller hack is, all right, obviously, there's many seller hacks. I'm going to give you a couple. One is, pricing your home correctly is really important. Try to not get into the mode. I know it's hard sometimes because it's your money. It's the largest investment that you're going to have, and you've got a lot of equity in this. To say, okay, I want to leave room for negotiating because people are going to negotiate. Well, you don't have to sign a lowball offer. The real recommendation here that works a lot is, especially in this marketplace, because when you price it correctly, it sells, and you're going to get the most amount of money the first couple of weeks on the market as opposed to waiting 30, 60, 90 days. The temptation is that you're going to feel like, oh, I'm giving it away because it sold so fast. And it really isn't true. Because when you're on the market for 2 to 3 to 4 months, buyers start looking at it strange, like, hey, what's wrong with this property? And then they're going to offer you less because they're going to think, oh, other people chose other properties. They picked over it. This is like a leftover home. There must be something wrong. So I'm going to offer less. And then plus you've been on the market for a while, and that puts you in a vulnerable position because you feel like, oh, you start getting anxious. So price it right, have it look great. Staging is a smart move. Fixing things in advance, getting a pre-home inspection in advance. That's the real thing that most people don't talk about, brokers and realtors. Get a pre-inspection to find out what's wrong with your property, if anything, repair it, fix it, and that way it's in mint condition, just like you were selling a car. When you polish it up and make it look pretty and it's shiny and all that, smells good, all of that. So those are the two things I'd recommend. And if you have questions, by the way, on anything real estate, even if it's not in Ocala, Marion County, we have offices in the villages too. It can be in Florida. I've had people call me or text me and like, Glenn, what would you do? I've got this situation. Call me, 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796. Please like, subscribe. That'd be great. And if you're not in Florida, I don't know what the weather is. By the way, text me where you are and what your weather's like, because the weather here is just absolutely gorgeous. Yes, I'm kind of making you feel bad if you're not in Florida. But enjoy, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.